It doesn't take much to look around and see that the religious in America and around the world are really setting their sights on atheists much more than they are focusing on rival religions. Beyond worshipping their God, the religious exert much effort into either changing those who disagree with their ideologies or just snuffing them out. But in this day and age, atheists are receiving more and more of the malicious attention. Insults, book banning, book writing, law amending, rallying, protesting, curriculum changing, shunning, threatening, harassing, defamation, beating, and killing are just some of the things atheists face just for being logical. The reason atheists are viewed as such a horrific threat is simple. Atheists are the only ones whose arguments against religion are based on logic and reason. Only their arguments actually make any sense. The religious can attack each other to an extent, but they'll have to give a certain latitude to each other because they are well aware that if they attempt to refute another religion using logic, they would have to undergo the same scrutiny and they simply would not hold up. Atheists aren't the ones making propositions that have no merit to them. In fact, atheists hardly make any propositions at all. They really just want to live their own lives in their own ways. But the religious are self-conscious when claiming that which cannot be substantiated, therefore they cannot just sit back and allow any natural orders to take over, because that would mean anyone with half a brain could look at their holy books and refute them easily. That's why the religious are very much involved in spreading the word. Reinforcement. While they will say that it's obvious there's a God, they cannot simply allow you to see that for yourself. If you don't find it obvious that a God exists, they will make argument after argument to convince you. And if you don't believe them, they'll tell you that you'll face hell for your non-belief. And if you still don't believe them, they get angry with you and attempt to punish you as if your requiring evidence and reasoning for such a great claim is ridiculous and unacceptable. It's very unfortunate for religion that people do think, and they do require evidence for huge propositions. There is no case, no argument for the existence of God, and that drives many theists to anger because they just don't want to alter their own beliefs, even though they can see that a simple argument has proved them wrong. And their determination to be accepted as correct in their belief in God will lead them to drastic measures, including killing. Killing someone who is logical accomplishes two things. It halts that person from spreading those logical ideas, and it instills fear in any others who might be wanting to argue against God or religion. The Middle East has been in violent turmoil for longer than many can remember. The fact that both sides are fighting physically to uphold highly disputable ideological claims only further expands the invalidity of those already diminished claims. But what choice do they have? Open debate and discussion? Understanding? Absolutely not. They would each have to lay out a case for why their religion is the right one, and that would simply vaporize both. That's why they have to fight, and the last man standing will simply be the victor. It won't mean he's right, but simply the one whose word will reign. But that's the same philosophy used against atheists. You can't intellectually beat them, so if you really want your ideas to reign over theirs, you have to simply kill them and hope that their ideas will die along with them. Only atheists are willing to peacefully debate the matter through logic, reasoning, examination of evidence, and requirement of demonstration of claims. Only atheists argue using evidence that all people can see for themselves. There are no magic tricks, no attempts to confuse, no fake miracles, no attempts to amaze. An atheist will not merely tell you to believe in something that he or she has no evidence for, nor will an atheist threaten you with punishment that they also have no evidence for.
You believe in God or you'll just go to hell.
And of course, an atheist will not try to kill you for disagreeing. An atheist will allow you to lay out your arguments, state your points, and make your case. Then they will look at what you have presented and peacefully counter-argue. And that by itself usually proves that atheists have nothing to hide, and that only advances their ideas. And that's when people feel the need to kill atheists or ridicule them only during their absence to an audience who already does not require logic or evidence to believe massive claims. Those who would either kill or ridicule rather than intellectually debate atheists do so because of either 1, they are aware of the invalidity of their claims, 2, They just don't know what else to do since they've run out of arguments. Or 3, both of the above. It's easier to just kill someone than to think. It's the classic case of sweeping dirt under the rug rather than putting any effort into actually being clean. Those who know that they're pushing absurd notions have to at some point understand that they can kill all dissenters and more will come along, and they will always expect more if they're going to be asked to make a life investment. They will ask questions of themselves and of those who attempt to control their thoughts. All religious people have to ask themselves, how long can we go on just killing those who disagree and not admit that this is a malicious and vile way to live?